Test, 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 test. Hello, hello, it is me, Huffy, your bear. Back at it again. Good morning, guys. Whoa, so early? What's the special occasion? There's a couple of things there. So, as you know, I normally stream at a certain time, and then right after stream, I go have brunch with family. Tomorrow, that's not happening. We're watching a movie instead, so it's going to be later in the day, much later in the day. I got home from work. We have had a. I haven't played all week, by the way, but we had a new hero launch in For Honor, the Virtuosa. So I've been playing For Honor. Got home, played For Honor. Uh, you know, did some errands, whatever. By the time I noticed it, it was like around now, and I was like, man, there's no point in going to sleep for a few hours, then streaming, and then you guys will get the sleepy Huffy. Like it's not good. But and then also it runs late for you guys too, so I wouldn't be able to go for that long because most of you guys would fall asleep at a certain point, which is fine. Like I'm fine. Being the good night for you guys, but I don't think that's really fair to give you like sleepy Huffy and cut my sleep. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sleeping now. Might as well play some Arknights, because like I was looking at my thing earlier today and I was like, oh no, like I'm still only this part of the event, so I'm gonna have to go in here with that. Also, let me know if that's too loud. I'm gonna lower the PC audio a little bit. Alright. So as you can see, I spent a ton of LMD. I got you up to level 90. So up 20 levels from level 70 or 70 whatever. So he's here now. I also M3'd Lapland. Oh, I'm sorry, not M3'd, but M2'd Lapland's skill 3. How far along is she actually? So we're gonna be using her. Like I'm gonna use the tools that I have. Hey Rhoda, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well today, man. I was just telling Eggy, I stayed up too late tonight, and I was like, there's no point in going to sleep just for a little bit and then waking up to play Arknights. I'd rather just play Arknights now, So I'm gonna play some Arknights now. We're gonna continue with this this here event. Last time we stopped here, so we're gonna continue now. OR4. How many actually do we have? Is this an 8 event? No, it's a 9 event. Ooh, okay. So it'll probably take us another stream just to finish everything. Damn, 9. Actually, what latency are we on? It's not a bad latency right now, is it? Yeah, it's a low latency. Okay, cool. Alright. Welcome to Ding Feng Lo. So far, we know that they're sisters because of the anniversary live stream, but they haven't revealed it yet in the game. Wow, so this is the place everyone's talking about. Are you nervous? Huh? Don't think I should be. The competition is nigh, and yet I feel apprehensive somehow. I mean, nothing to fear. The young chef said it was fine. Besides, it's not like we're trying to be cooks here. We're just on the hunt for that legendary chef, right? To ask him for his tangerine cake recipe. Cold comfort, but I suppose at this point, that's all I'm getting. It's about time. All spectators, please remain here. Competitors, follow me. If you get anything difficult thrown at you, don't bluster. Just keep calm and think. There's always a way. Relax, okay? I'll see you. Why is this guy uptight? Please sit. While I know you're here for the exam, you're still one of our guests. Please let me offer you some tea first. The examiner picks up the teapot from the table and pours Blaze some tea. Her nose is immediately filled with a fresh, sweet scent. Yeah, Hell's Kitchen with one recipe. I don't know if you guys have seen the, he has different spin-offs of that show. Like, the one I enjoyed watching was, like, the hotel one. Where, like, he would go to hotels that were struggling and figure out what was wrong with the kitchen. And normally, like, those kitchens were disgusting. It's like, man, come on now. For a competition, you're all being pretty friendly here. Well, can't say I haven't been thirsty. Thanks. Blaze grabs the teacup and drinks it up. As she does, the examiner places a pen and paper before her. This pot of tea is infused with several ingredients. Please write them down. What? Blaze glances down at her cup, naught but a bead of tea left on the side. She looks up at the examiner, polite smile still plastered over his face. Could I, have another cup? Today looks like a bust to me. They've gone through dozens of people since morning and nobody's even passed the first stage. Our head chef is being too harsh on them. It's like a revolving door over there. No one can last longer than a minute. A chef's third eye is their tongue. If their tongue's not good enough, they can't be that good a chef. So, no point wasting head chef's time if they can't even pass stage 1. May as well send them home sooner. Episodes are pretty gnarly. Ooh, I don't think I've seen that episode. Hey, excuse me, madame. This is the kitchen. Are you... Judicial Review Office Investigation. If I could have both your assistants. Damn, Lacey's gonna help Blaze out from the side. Actually, if she sees Blaze, she's gonna freak out. Keep calm. What did Mechanist tell you? The human tongue can only taste 4 flavors, but the nose can tell between over 100. Not that I ever smelt anything from his machine oil moonshine, though. Blaze gingerly cradles her cooling teacup once more and takes a careful sniff of what aroma remains. Smells flowery. That's probably jasmine. No, not just jasmine. There's a kind of, chrysanthemum, just like the table tea at the young chef's place. Okay, aside from that, there was definitely a sweet-sour kind of flavor as I drank it. None of the initial flavors were sour, so what was that aftertaste? Sweet, acid, and a little puckery. Kind of familiar? Why'd you want me to try this plum wine anyway? It's a specialty here in Baijiao, you see. There's a plum forest north of the city. When the summer sets in June and the plums are fresh and ripe, the people pick them to steep in wine. Ideally, a Shaohan wine. Wine made from moss oats like this just has a particular flavor to it. It goes perfect with plum. Steep it for about 3 months and it's ready for mid-autumn. Plum wine, huh? So it's got history? Earlier, you asked me what happened to all the people we lost building Baijiao, right? I wouldn't say it's got history, really. It just strikes me during those awful times back then, pickled plums were a worker staple. And some years after finishing Baijiao, that plum forest sprang up in the mountains north of us. No one knows exactly when it did, nor who planted it. So it's a way of remembering them, kind of? At least they were never forgotten. Once the plums are ripe next year, we can go to the mountains to see together. She expects Blaze to stick around. Here's my answer. Jasmine, chrysanthemum, green plum, Mount Tian blossom, rock sugar, Shaohan wine? I've heard there's a plum forest north of Baijiao. The plums in June get brewed for mid-autumn. I'm guessing the plums in this wine were picked earlier than that, which is why there's still a mouth-puckering taste in it. The alcohol steamed away while boiling the tea, and left just the sweet sourness of the plum, plus the mild and subtle aroma from the flower. It wasn't obvious when I drank it down, but The aftertaste really stays with you. I'd really like another cup. Identifying the first few flavors is reasonable enough, but you're the first one today who's been able to point out the use of Shaohan wine. So, I'm right? Are you not sure about your own answer? No, of course not. Of course I don't. Then congratulations on passing the first stage. Please follow me upstairs. From the rear hall sounds a gong, and the doors next to Blaze yawn open. First stage? How long is this thing? Here you are, madame. The list of chefs at Dingfeng Lo. If you don't mind me asking, what are you investigating exactly? The case is confidential. I'm not at leisure to tell you for now. Okay. The head chef here, their name is Mo Bufu? Yes, I don't think there's a cook in Baijiao who doesn't know of Chef Mo. Do you know what his occupation was prior to Dingfeng Lo? That I have no idea. Chief Mo arrived just under 10 years ago? Not quite a long time, but not short either. His cooking skills are the real deal. They're sublime. Almost straight away, he succeeded the previous head chef. Oh my god, I would love some mapo tofu. Where is he now? I need to see him. I'm really sorry, but he's holding an exam right this moment. There's no way he can meet you. Actually, I have cake in the fridge I need to eat before it goes bad. I shouldn't be eating now, but some cake would probably be good. Exam? What exam? You could call it an enrollment exam for Dingfeng Lo. It only happens once every few years. If you're interested, we're televising it right here. Look, that contestant. Blaze? She saw her on the TV. Isn't this a restaurant? How come this room's set up like a study? In its centuries of history, Dingfeng Lo has hosted countless reputed celebrities. We set aside this room to safekeep any pieces of calligraphy or painting gifted by them. Delicacies, calligraphies, paintings, all are works of art that take years of practicing. Blaze looks up and around. Hundreds upon thousands of silk threads hang from the ceiling, a wooden placard tied to each one resembling a curtain. All of these are names of dishes. As you're no doubt aware, Dingfeng Lo is hiring chefs in the run-up to the Feast of 100 Delicacies. This calls for cooks who are not just culinary skilled, but who grasp the significance behind the dishes that they make. Every dish here originates from a past Feast of 100 Delicacies. Pick one placard and tell me the history. That is today's second stage. 3 servings worth. I'd say it depends on how much you had today. If you haven't had any, I would say go for it. From the feasts? How the hell should I know any of these? Whatever, I've gotten this far. Blaze closes her eyes and swipes one down. The neighboring placards clatter against each other as if an endless wind chime. What's this? Medley of whites? Blaze barely knows how to cook anything. Passing the first stage was already a miracle. She spent basically her whole life in Victoria. How could she possibly know any of these stories? Blaze, I really wish I could help you. Fair enough, fair enough. You have a time limit. Do you know the origin of this dish? About 50 years ago, give or take, Yan's Grand Preceptor presented the true lung with a dish, the simplest, plainest stewed radishes. But the special thing was, the radishes she used came from all over the land, and each one had a massively different flavor and texture. But having been stewed for long enough, they absorbed enough broth and were all equally tasty. I hear Yan's always put education first, but because the country's so big, and every city has wildly different circumstances anyway, the farther out you go, the harder it is for students to really achieve. The Grand Preceptor was trying to tell the True Lung that every student, no matter their background, should have equal opportunity. The True Lung took the Grand Preceptor's advice, advocated hard for educational reform, tore down any regional restrictions, and brought equality to educational resources. The next year, when Baizhou Academy announced its successful applicants, students from remote regions made up more than half of the 1,000 plus that qualified. Blaze, how do you know this? In the decades after the Tianxis buried their bureau's books, the students studying like hell in their academies, all of them thanked the Grand Preceptor for boldly advising. That, if I'm not mistaken, is what Medley of the Whites represents. Blaze senses the spectators stop chattering. She's not wrong. Everyone is nervously watching her right this moment. How did Blaze know that? Yeah, how did you know that, Blaze? And why would the exam writer leave the name of this dish in there? You don't just mention her, not in front of everyone. Is she cheating? I don't know. I honestly don't know how she knows this. It's weird. Did I say something wrong? Interesting. The voice descends from a few meters above. Blaze stares up above her but doesn't see anyone. A foot lands on a stair-step plank with a dull thud, subdued yet powerful, the kind nobody could miss. It approaches closer and closer until Blaze can finally make out who it is, a stern and solemn man, far older than her, alighting from his long stairwell. Damn, and Blaze is like 40 or 50, right? After so many years, I don't think anyone would remember this. Nice to meet you, the story you've told is far older than you. Girl, how come you know it? Well, someone from my family told me it a long, long time ago. He said he was one of those students in poverty all the way back then. To know the spring of your water, I imagine your relative was a grateful and righteous man. Oh, that's why her dad probably told her in a letter. But as for you, just what motive brought you here? Well, I'm here to compete, of course. Seeing as you've made it here, I'll give you one chance. Final stage, no frills, no fuss. Make me a dish. Come. I'm surprised she didn't just say O's to meet you. Too early for dinner time, the restaurant is almost empty save for a couple of diners. There's no waiters, no proprietor. Even the kitchen is quiet. What's a proprietor in this context? Like a busboy? Or a host? Excuse me. You young man, help me out. I was in a hurry this morning and forgot my money. You're a well-to-do boy, anyone can tell. Be a kind man and spot me a little. I'm not here to rip you off. Here, take this family jade for now. Once I grab the money later, I'll pay you back. Nope, not that I mind lending you, but couldn't you just tell the owner instead? We're total strangers. How would you find me and pay me back? No. You see, this jade's not your average thing. It's not fit for just anyone to take. I'm only entrusting it to you because I can tell you've got a rare air about you. It is an owner, but like in this context, like, I mean, yeah, owners own a restaurant, but like you don't really look for them when you enter one, right? You just look for a waiter, a busboy, a host to take you to your table, and the chefs in the background. Alright. Jolet rummages for some loose coins in his pocket and hands them to the diner, whose face immediately broadens with delight. When do you plan to pay me back? Where would we meet? We'll meet if we do and won't if we don't. And if we don't, you can just go ahead and pawn this jade off. Relax. You've made a favorable deal today, young sir. So saying, the diner's gone out the restaurant in a blink, disappearing into the crowds. On it off? Yeah, Jolet definitely got scammed here. Alright, moment of truth, guys. There's my dish. Pretty good job, wouldn't you say? Longevity noodles. Mobofu's hands rest on the table, chopsticks in his grasp. For a while, silence before he finally picks up the spoon and tries a mouthful of soup. Blaze examines Chef Mo's face closely, but the satisfied look she's hoping for simply does not blossom across the old man's face. These noodles, this soup base, who taught you this? It was this tiny little chef. I really put my back into learning it too. The owner of Savers at U's. Who is he to you? How come you know? I thought so. That disgrace of him. Huh? I see he has talent, and give him the chance to display his skills. He's not grateful for that, fine. But now, he even sends an amateur to humiliate me. Humiliate? What's happening? Blaze finished it up with no trouble. Nothing should be wrong with the flavor. Does Bofu know the young chef somehow? Why not just call him you? Wait, okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I know you can probably tell I suck at cooking at a glance, but I didn't come so I could wreck your competition. I just have a question that only you can answer. I grew up in Victoria, see, and this relative of mine who lived in Yan would always send me these tangerine cakes. They were so sweet and tasty. I've been on the hunt ever since I came to Baijiao, but I still haven't found that flavor. I was thinking, since you're the best chef in all of Baijiao, maybe you would know. A single pastry? You thought it was worth entering this competition to meet me over a single pastry? I have tons of other questions still, but this is the only one I can solve on my own. This is the one clue, the one link I have to my family. You. The greatest taboo when making tangerine cakes is to blindly add sugar. That is to mask the poorness of your craft and ingredients with sweetness. I don't know of anyone skilled enough to make tangerine cakes that are sweet and yet taste good on their own. You've asked your question, now go. Wait. A muffled sound from above interrupts the two. Blaze and Mobufu look up at the same time, but both of their faces get struck by something wet. Ew. Why is it leaking in here? No, this is oil. And the moment she says it, the lamp suspended from the dome ignites in a blink, becoming a fireball. Get out of here. You guys think this is arson? I know it's a kitchen and all, so fire is common, but I wonder if it's like arson.
Let's go!
Like, there's a reason why.
I'm here to help.
Ho ho ho! I know you are, Myrtle,
scumbags.
and you're gonna help us.
Whew, almost. I have to get serious now.
Many intellectuals must join a battle before...
For power and glory! So long as you're here, have some hot soup before you go.
Air's burning my lungs. Temp's just right.
Huffy, is it time to play around with Blaze's S2? I've really only leveled up her S3.
Patience, friend. Heat control is cold oiled into a hot...
Let's go! Let's go!
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
No need to cover up. If secrets go public, then everybody's in the game.
I'll have to take a look at her S2 actually.
There's been a flash in the drift of time.
Finger's too short. No
Grief.
worries, no worries.
Ever echoes in our
Oh, so
souls.
S3. Yes, it is time. It is time.
This show has been fun.
Go, Lapland, go!
Agony, ever etched on our hearts.
Dude, look at her melt them while the skill is active, bro. That's crazy.
I have to get serious now.
Crazy.
Fear not.
Where is everyone? They're not spawning.
Your life is mine to protect.
I wasn't supposed to. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
Victory or death!
Let's freaking go, dude. Go! My light stove! Hey! Hey! Oh, she didn't... It didn't take too much damage off those other ones.
I'm heading into the thick of it. This place could use some heat.
We'll use some double blaze action. The Virtuosa version was already so strong, and Burn is a much more DPS-centric elemental fighter. I know, right? Alright, boys, you ready?
Patience.
Let's go! Let's go! It's too bad I couldn't activate the Lapland one in time, too.
This show hasn't scored that
There
line
we
anymore.
go.
The curtains
Let's
are
go!
Your life is mine to protect.
Melt! Oh man, that feels so good to do. Oh, we're right back here. Watch out. What even? Flames burst forth above their heads, raking cinders down from the ceiling, igniting the flour and oil atop the stove. In an instant, the kitchen is a sea of fire. You, go, I'll be fine. Cover your mouth and nose, don't talk. I'm not too good with this move yet, let's give it a try. Excuse me, just duck. Blaze grabs a knife, then slices her palm open. Gradually, a whirlwind forms in Blaze's hand, then expands straight outward into a blast wave. The violent surge of air sweeps the whole room. In a blink, she's put the fires out and strewn the cookware about in shambles. What a skill you have. Could you be... Dwoxy? You're welcome. Looking up again, Blaze sees the lamp's frames charred black, red-hot metal peeking through the burnt coating. It's on the verge of falling. Mobufu, move! Blaze grabs the old man's arm, trying to pull him to one side, but the lamp's already falling. With a stifled crack of thunder, the remains of the fixture are abruptly flung to one side and smashed hard against the wall. Are you alright there? Late Z, what are you doing here? Maybe I should ask, what are you doing here? But we can talk about you later. Could this be a repeat of the Dingfeng Low fire last month? Lin Qingyan scans her surroundings. The kitchen chefs are in a frenzied jumble, but her gaze quickly locks onto a masked figure among them, who seems to meet her gaze, then turns and vanishes into the crowd. Blaze, stay here. Keep Mobufu safe. Hey, where are you going? Cough, cough. Geez, this smoke is killing me. Cough, hack. On that pillar there, there's a breaker. There's a lot of them here. Which one do I pull? I'm surprised there's no fire suppression system in place here in this kitchen. Fitting like a foul, Lin Qingyan has her target cornered in just a few spry leaps. Mere meters separate them. Also, I didn't realize Blaze was a blood mage, right? Why'd she cut her hand open? Just as he makes to run again, a thunderclap strikes next to his feet. Hold it. Move another inch and the next bolt is hitting your head. Answer my questions. Why set fire to Dingfeng Lo? Is your target Mobufu or someone else? All the previous incidents, they were your doing too, weren't they? Also the scrollery. You and your accomplices must have some aim in all these actions. What is it? Not talking? Then I'll take you back to the JRO for a nice long questioning. Deputy Minister Lin surely wouldn't ask if you didn't know the answer already. Can you not see the truth, or do you simply pretend you can't because you don't dare to? What? The office is a good place, but I don't plan on visiting it for now. Besides, when your will wavers, the thunder you throw isn't so frightening. It's time you opened your eyes. Wait. And with that, the masked figure is on the move. Just as Lin Qingyan would give chase, the ceiling sprinklers start up out of nowhere. Ice-cold water pours down, soaking her head to foot. Late G, you alright? Better not let the Circle know, or the Templars. Her blood is the fuel for her combustion abilities. I know, but you know what I mean though, right? It's like a blood mage from Dragon Age. The customers are all safely out of the way. There's just a few in shock. Thank goodness no one was injured. We've reported it to the authorities. The Mandarin should be here any moment. Don't we have a Mandarin here already? Head chef, I'm fine. I owe it to this girl. There's nothing left for you to do here. Go on, go home. Once the chefs leave, Lin Qingyan locks the door to the room. Mr. Mo, if I could have a word or two with you. You know this girl, madame? She's a friend of mine. Chef Mo, she's on the trail of a really important case. Would it be alright if you tried to answer her questions? I don't like what the Mandarins get up to, but I don't like to spurn a favor either. You saved my life today, and that's more favor than I'll ever repay. Go ahead then, ask away. I'm looking for one of your restaurant chefs. He's a witness in a case. I believe 10 years ago, he was working in the Ministry of Justice death row prison, making last meals for convicts. A chef who only makes last meals? How exactly did he pass the Deng Feng Lo exams? Deng Feng Lo serves all manner of mandarins every year at the Feast of 100 Delicacies. That means every chef's background must be clear as day for the record. I imagine he shouldn't be too hard to find. What exactly do you want me to say, madame? First, my restaurant catches fire for no reason. Now you say we have a chef who made meals for dead men. Should I even bother to open Ding Feng Lo again? I understand your situation, sir. That's why I'm choosing to ask you these things in private. Whatever. It's not like I can't admit to my own past. The chef you're looking for, the death row caterer Mo Xiaolu, that was me. What? I thought so. And making last meals is nothing shameful. The powerful need to eat, and so do the powerless. My cooking skills come from that prison, making last meals for death row convicts from all corners of the country. As for changing my name and hiding my identity, I just didn't want to make any trouble for this restaurant. I'm beginning to sort of admire you. Do you remember 10 years ago, a convict admitted to the prison by the name of Gu Quan? If you don't remember the name, you should at least remember that some decades ago, he was the one and only person to be released from death row. What? Wait, you mean my dad? Why'd my dad get the death penalty? Blaze, you mean Gu Quan? He was your father? Yeah, so you remember him. I do, all too well. I spent so many years in there making last meals. I met countless horrific scoundrels, endless connivers. As each one of them ate before they left, look in their eyes, it was always more or less the same. But I'd never seen someone whose eyes were so clear, so clean, so free of anything. He wasn't like the other convicts. In his time, he never wept, never howled, and never screamed injustice, not even on the day he was in prison. Also, can we just talk about how, like, Latesy just kind of threw in there, oh, your dad was on death row and he got out? Like, why was he in jail? Even I found it strange how a man like him could end up on death row. Why would my dad? Then do you know at the time what charges Gu Quan was sentenced to death for? Not at the time. Not at the time. But 1 year later, when I joined Ding Feng Lo and began taking part in the Feast of 100 Delicacies, I came across a menu for a feast from a few years before. That was when I learned that at the feast, Gu Quan served the dish to the Chu Long. It just so happens that was the same dish this girl pulled down earlier, medley of whites. But next to the dish, he placed a steamed flour bun, and in it was a filling of red pickled tofu. So what does it mean? Why would he get locked up just for serving that? Lin Qingyan, aren't you going to say anything? Your relative told you the story of the Grand Preceptor, but never told you her eventual fate. Her fate? 40 years ago, the Grand Preceptor plotted to assassinate the Chu Long. She committed suicide after it failed, Every single one of her underlings was arrested and trialed, and their numbers were over 1,000. When Gu Quan served that dish at the feast, it signified redressing her for treason. It made the true Lung furious. No way. My dad told me so many times the Grand Preceptor was loyal to the country, the people, the whole realm. How the hell could she be a traitor? The history books have it that way, yes. And they're right? Lin Qingyan, if everything written in them is true, what the hell are you investigating? And besides, my dad didn't actually get killed, right? Doesn't that prove like at least some people from the court believe the Grand Preceptor and my dad were both innocent? That's a sticking point, yes. If Gu Quan was imprisoned as part of the Grand Preceptor case, why would they free him afterwards? It stuck with me too, you see. After entering prison, Gu Quan had 2 visitors, and both were people I happened to know. One was the person delivering his meal, Yu Cheng, deputy minister at the office at the time. And the other was the one who brought him out, former Minister of Rights, Ning Shu. What? Quick, this way, surround the place immediately. The Shadow Guard? What a coincidence, one step ahead of me, Deputy Minister Lin. I'd just arrived, a coincidence indeed. Judicial Review Office is investigating the Dingfeng Lo fire. I ask all of you to be cooperative. Lin Qingyan and the girl next to you come with me.
Good, good.
It does feel
I had
good.
no idea you were so clever and learned. I was going to ask you help me make my Yatang, but with such a good head on your shoulders.
You know how blood mages are a no-no in Ferelden? So in Dragon Age, I never played a mage character. I always used the pre-built mages because I like their stories. I always felt like, okay, if I need a mage in my party, I'm going to use a pre-built, like Morrigan. Or Win. I'm not going to make a mage, so I'd always make a tank or a melee character. And they'd be a Reaver, which is like the melee version of a blood mage. Right? I guess that's accurate, right? I always thought that was kind of cool. Let's go. I was thinking maybe I should get some cake.
Just wait for us to get back, Doctor. Nope, I'm not scared.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Spineless scumbags.
Mage Warden is the best tank. The thing is, like, I played it so long ago. You know, I don't really remember too much, but I also remember, like, not being super meta about it. Yeah, I was never really that meta about it. Oh, we are gonna blow these guys open.
I mean, what you ordered?
Air's burning my lungs. Temp's just right.
You can put Shu there behind you.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
I don't think I need to activate the skill just yet.
Gather around, guys.
Immune to slow.
No need to cover up. If secrets go public, then everybody's in the...
I'll plant you into the soil to
For power and glory!
Man, so it's like for real immune to slow. When they double class as a Blood Mage Arcane Warrior, ooh. Alright, so it's gonna come up here. Alright. Activate. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go. Man, absolutely melting, dude. then from there we can 2x it. Yeah, I never double... I don't think I remember double... The thing is, it was so long ago. I actually thought about revisiting DAO, right? The only achievement that I don't have in DAO is the one where you have to step on every part of the world. I forget what happened exactly, but like that's the only one that I missed. And I was like, man, I really want to get that one. Like, I even got all the DLC achievements too. Like, do you know how happy it made me when my Warden was able to follow Morrigan through the mirror?
Michelle, what are you waiting for?
Patience is not optional.
God
Work's
damn.
over. Time
That
for a
feels
drink.
great.
Where's Texas?
Where is Texas? We don't need her here, Lapland. We don't. Oh, man. So in addition to the 9th... Man, this is a really dialogue lore-heavy event, guys. Real quick.
Oh,
Hey!
introduced. Please don't believe a word Blaze says. The girls still insist I'm a folk singer. I am Xin Zhu, a historian of Bai Zhao. If you happen upon any intriguing ballads or proverbs, I'd be delighted if you would share them with me.
I want to revisit the older BioWare RPGs. Like, I wanted to play through Jade Empire. I don't know if you guys played that one. Awakening DLC. That one was a good one too. Going at that with, like, you know, the Warden. I was amazed they were able to do that at the time. I was like, can you imagine being able to do something like this? Damn, not even enough. We are gonna level
Doctor,
up
It's great to see you.
Xing Hu. Am I saying her name right? Xing Zhu.
How very educational. I've learned something new today.
We're gonna
This medal
deploy her
in my
as
hand
well so she can
represents
get
your
trust
recognition
farmed.
That more than casualties are worth recording on the battlefield. At times, there may also be primroses in full bloom.
In full bloom. So off stream, I tried Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. It definitely needs some patches and some updates. Like, I like the idea and the concept behind the game, but like the HDR is broken from what I saw. Like there's some issue with their HDR in the game.
How very educational. I've learned something new today.
Learn something. I need to make some supporter dual chips then. She's kind of awful, to be honest. Her S2 is 80 SP. Oh, that's... Goddamn. Immediately performs a heal to all targets within range equal to so-and-so of her attack. ASPD heals 1 additional, and the target of her talent recovers HP equal to... Let's see. Deals arts damage when skill is active. Attacks instead restore the HP of allies. Grants 7% sanctuary to 2 other allies in range. Oh, that's a massive range though. Like that's pretty big. Like, I do want to bring her just because she's Blaze's sister too. Oh well. Yeah, we'll take her on the next one. Her S1 is definitely the superior skill, but why settle for this when you have Silence 2 and Quercus? It's simple, really. Because she's cute. Right? Like, I feel like it's a good reason enough. Alright, let someone better take over. If Father heard that, I'm sure he'd be chewing your head off. Don't joke with me, brother. Of all us siblings, who could compare to you in either knowledge or strength? Once you ascend the throne and move into the Forbidden City, I can leave for the Sky Mirror Pavilion with peace of mind. I'll set up shop as a scribe and look after all Yan's ancient records. In a way, I'll also take some weight off your shoulders. Brother, no more hesitating. At this point, only you can convince Father. Also, we know this is supposed to be like ancient, based on ancient China, right? But like, does that mean there's an imperial harem as well? I'm a big fan of Apothecary Diaries, which is why I ask this. The Grand Preceptor. No, all 3 Grand Ministers support this move. Even in the face of the officers of Yan citizens, public opinion will still bear out. Brother, this is the right thing to do. You can't pull out now. I'll stand with you. Why me? Why did it have to be me? Our youngest brother died because of you. They all died because of you. You shove it all on me, make me take the blame alone, deal with the whole warring mess, and you just leave like nothing happened? Yan Wu, never return again. Yan Wu, so not Yen Wu. Never mind, it is him. Look at how idle you are. All the mid-autumn festivities of Lungmen and you don't plan to attend a single one? Should I? Who wants to see my wrinkly mug on their TV anyway? The Schweier's girl is a planner. She'll handle it. She can make anything lively. I've watched you grow lazier day after day since we came back from Yumen. You just coop in your study at home eating snacks. If you don't go out for a walk anytime soon, you might just start putting on a beer belly. I haven't seen Lin Kojui get out much since spring. I can't even find a partner for morning jogs now. He's old, I'm old. The young ones know how to do it all. If I keep sticking my head in, they won't think I'm cool. So now you understand, huh? If you'd realized any sooner, would little Chen have ever left? How long ago was it? Sorry, what? Little Chen, how long has it been since she left? 5 years. Wow, this is 5 years after Chernobog. It's been 5 years. We don't even know what she's going through out there or how her disease is. I know she was at Yumen when I was there. She's doing fine. Her swordsmanship's progressed, so she's fine, I suppose. So you just watched her leave again? Oh, Fumizuki is in Mama Bear mode right now. She doesn't want to see me, and she doesn't want to come back. I can't force her. Don't worry, her path's longer than ours. Lord Wei, a letter to you. That they made you deliver personally. It's from the capital. The sender? His Majesty's Imperial Guard. Did he have any message aside from the letter? The True Lung invites Lord Wei to the capital for the Feast of 100 Delicacies and for a moon viewing together. Leave the letter on my desk. You're dismissed for now. If we may ask what Lord Wei intends. I have my own plans. None of you need to worry. Lord Wei, we volunteer to escort you to the capital. I said you're dismissed. Damn. Why don't we open up your invitation and see what they wrote exactly? No need, just leave it there. This day was meant to come. I even thought it'd come a little sooner. How many years has it been? 40. It's been 40 whole years since I left by Zhao. You men should have reached the capital by now. I suppose my brother's settling all his old debts in one clean go. A clean slate in time for autumn, a fine autumn at that. You can choose not to go. It's been 40 years already. What's he gonna do? Send another unit of Imperial Guards? A whole army? Enough nonsense. At this point, that's not what he intends. Then what does he intend? You know, I've never really brought up those days with him before. Enough, I don't want to hear it. But I want to hear it. Fumizuki, I've let down a lot of people throughout my life. She's so cool, right? Edward, my sister, my teacher. And I have to admit that my brothers turned out to be one more on the pile. You can also say that it was the position that killed so many people. And who had a choice? Then it wasn't your fault. Even if you'd stayed, would things have turned out better? Would there be no blood? Nobody would have remembered a minister pleading the commoner's case. They would only remember a regicidal, fratricidal prince. Actually, I kind of hope Chen appears in this event too. If you have questions, ask. I'm in a hurry. Mind your attitude. You're also a theoretical suspect in our crime scene, but seeing as you're a coworker, I'll spare you the interrogation room. I told you I saw the culprit on the scene. I just miscalculated and failed to arrest him. Calm down. Are you gonna get physically bent on me just because you didn't catch the one who did it? I'd have to match your strength first. Good, you're still somewhat sober. In light of the years we spent together in the judicial, then, can you tell me, this afternoon, why were you at Dingfeng Lo at the scene of the crime? An investigation. In the run-up to the Feast of 100 Delicacies, we've had the scrollery be burned, then 2 fires at Dingfeng Lo. Don't you think this string of cases could be connected somehow? So you're saying you knew beforehand that someone would set fires at Dingfeng Lo today, and thus you were lying in wait for them? I was just there following up on a lead. Just there following up on a lead. You need me to list off every action you've taken the last few days? You've been tailing me? I don't have that sort of free time, but I have ways of knowing these things naturally. Let me ask once more, who were you meeting at Dingfeng Lo today? I fear I'm not the only one working on this sly. Explain. For your information, you never told me the Ministry of Right's files on Gu Quan were forged, and that he was sent to death row before leaving Baizhao. As a minister, you must have known these things. These are all clearly key points of evidence. Why were they nowhere to be found in the JRO archives? And why would you cover up? So this is the lead on the scrollery fire you've been toiling over for the last few days? How did you find any of this out? It's none of your concern how I found out. There is a piece of advice I gave to Yu Cheng in the past, and I will give it to you now. Some past affairs are learned of, some are not learned of. In both cases, there are reasons why. Some things are best left forgotten by all. I never imagined I'd hear those words come from a minister. You may consider me a schemer all you like, a minister merely booted over from the Ministry of Justice. But I know exactly what I'm saying. And I know that regardless of the thousands of reasons you might have, the truth is still and merely the truth, not anyone's tool to broaden the divide. There will always be someone who remembers the truth and the meaning behind it. For example, that girl shut in the next room, whom you took every pain to secretly bring back to Baizhao all the way from Victoria? Yes, I did uncover that Gu Quan had a daughter in Victoria. She too can provide vital testimony in the Gu Quan case. Lin Qingyan, when will you stop playing dumb? You've already found out that the Gu Quan files are fake. You know Yu Cheng is on the trail of that very case. So I'm guessing you've also found out about the child who the Imperial Guard brought back 40 years ago, who they recorded in the files of deceased. You have your suspicions as to the truth in this case, correct? Was that the girl you brought back here born in Victoria or born in Baijiao? You know full well. You clearly long suspected her identity, and still, you decided to bring her back. Were you that confident you could pull this off without a hitch? Or was it that in pursuit of the truth, you didn't even care if she lived or died? You're threatening me. You think I'm joking? Lin Qingyan's gaze fixes tight on the minister's notes. She doesn't even notice how her own attire is soaked through in cold sweat. But in the next instant, with a bizarre warping of light, the paper in her hands vanishes. But back on the topic, that's not what I care about. At least right now, it's not what I care about most. I've told you, past affairs are never as important as present. So what are these present affairs of yours? You know that Yumen is less than 100 li from Baijiao right now. For 3 months, Baijiao has been preparing to split up and move. And how does this relate to the Guquan case? Should you keep investigating this case, then there will only be one person in all of Yan who can give you your answers. Qingyan, take one step out of this door, and I can no longer protect you. Let alone her. And that's probably the Emperor. At the Chen's old place, in the study, there's a secret closet. After I leave, go there and take what's inside. Follow those instructions and you can protect Lungmen's safety and your own. So you're going? Now is the perfect time to. Kojui's girl is doing a great job handling the downtown, and the Schweier's future doesn't rest on the sick old tiger anymore. Lungmen doesn't need a Wei Yanwu anymore, or a chief executive. I think you're giving your last words a little too early. This is about Lungmen's future. Fumizuki, listen to me. I have made a lot of mistakes, done a lot of things I regret. But Lungmen, our city built by us, a home to millions. Lungmen must stay. Then you stay too and take care of it. Youngsters can handle it all, but it needs some oldies to look after it. You see, this letter too. How am I meant to ignore this? So once again, you'll just roll over and die? Just like last time you'd pay with your life? Is that how you're envisioning it? Does that make anything even? It's different this time. There's no one standing on the other side. I'm just facing my own debts. I made a choice 40 years ago, and ever since, with every action I take, I try to convince myself that even knowing how many people I failed, I was still right to make that choice. But I can't run forever. You know, your life's never been yours alone. Not then, and certainly not now. Forget about sacrificing yourself to make up for anything. You can't make up for a mistake with another mistake. It never ends that way. At our age, we should have learned that lesson well. Stay. We'll face this together. Fumizuki, don't try and stop me. You cannot stop me paying for my past. Well then, you leave me with no other choice. While I'm stood here, you're not going anywhere. Yenwu, this time I'll protect you, I swear it. How? Is she going too? Lei Ji, you're alright. Of course I'm alright. All the judicial lady asked me was what I saw during the fire, and I just told the truth. I didn't see anything, so she let me go. The heck did you do? How come you took so long? It's no matter now. Let's go. Wait, go? Why? That Mobufu clearly still has tons of answers. Aren't we going to follow up? There's nothing to follow up on. Pardon? I'm not meddling with your father's case anymore. I'll get you out of Baijiao in the next day or two. Lin Qingyan, that's one stupid joke to tell me now, you know that. No, wait, you just found a new lead, didn't you? That's why you're just screwing with me. Okay, now for real, tell me what you found out, or... Blaze. I got the official debriefing from the judicial case files. Gu Quan, an ethnic Yanese from Victoria, joined the Ministry of Rights in 1077 as a ceremonial officer. Reassigned as envoy of ceremonial rights in 1092, headed for Victoria as part of a diplomatic mission. On the way, encountered an unexpected snowstorm and passed away after falling into a river. What? Leichi, you're lying to me, aren't you? Just trying to shove me out of the picture again? You've been asking me just what the deal was with your father's death, haven't you? Well, every lead's been thoroughly investigated. There is no doubt. That's it. It was just an accident. All the gaps in the files have been made replete. This case can be closed. I feel like you'd be better off just telling her the truth. Like, there's powerful people that are getting at us. It's getting too dangerous. Out in the streets, the energy poles churn away at max output, but the drop in temperature is still noticeable to some. All fall still in the dead of night. The human sea recedes, the biting breeze blows through. Achoo! If you're that cold, just turn on the heater. Easy for you to say. If we're gonna keep running this shabby little eatery, we have to pinch on every penny we can. Damn it, look how late it is. When will Blaze and her friends show up? You're wondering about that reward money, huh? I'm not. Is this window letting air in? I need to fix it later. Wait, are they back? You're... What, am I not allowed in? Please, come inside. I'll put on some tea for you now. Anything to eat? Noodles. Longevity noodles. Right, I'll make you some now. One's made by your boss. Well... Jang glances back at the staircase where the young chef had been standing. By now, he's vanished without a trace. He's out on business. Then I'll wait for him here. Far, far out. He won't be back for a fortnight. And I'll still wait. I've waited 30 years. So long that I'm shriveled up. What's a little longer? Chef Mo, please don't joke around now. You're the first under heaven when it comes to cooking. What could be worth wasting your time here? Ma de. First under whose heaven? Mo Bufu downs his teacup in one go. The hot tea spills from the corners of his mouth and drips down his wizened white beard. I remember clearly that winter 30 years ago, a catastrophe wrecked my home village. Those of us lucky enough to survive took off, me with nothing but my cooking skills. We thought, let's scrape by in Baijiao. We went through hell. We were almost there when we ran to another group of refugees, or maybe a bandit gang, I'm not sure. They followed us for a long way across that icy waste, weapons in hand. We began to realize they were after the remaining supplies and rations we had left. By the time we'd been trekking for a month, plenty of us were sick or hurt. We had barely scraps left to eat, far from enough for both sides. Oh, shoot. Far from enough for both sides to cross that wasteland. There was no escape, so we decided we may as well risk it all. However, when we were about to fight, we smelled something delicious. That's when we saw him. With all that color, there was an old temple not far away from where we were. Someone had set up a stove by the gateway, boiling up a wok of noodles. We couldn't see his face properly through all the steam. We had no clue why someone would be making noodles there, but we were past the point of wondering, of asking, even of fighting. That wonderful smell and those piping hot noodles drew all of us near the wok, and we waited around him quietly. Never before had I eaten something so delicious. The moment those noodles entered my mouth, I felt like my tongue had been numb for decades, only to spring back to life right then and there. All along, I never knew a meal could taste so good, so arresting, so absorbing. It felt like a flavor beyond us humans. By the time I finished my noodles and looked up from my bowl, he was gone. Yeah, Yu is not what he seems. Who knew that in my lifetime studying as a cook, the most profound lesson I'd learn would be in a shack of a temple outside Baizhou City. From then on, I apprenticed all over so that one day I might make a bowl of noodles like those. But I couldn't. In the end, I just can't. You know, what if you're misremembering? I mean, look, you were starving at the time. Maybe that's why you found that bowl of noodles so tasty. Do you not trust my tongue? 30 years a bowl of noodles has been burned into my mind. 30 years I've been searching for it. If whoever that was is still in Baizhou, he must be over 50 by now. I searched all over this city. The well-known tea maker in the north, nothing. The guy who made the best pastries in the south, still nothing. I searched and searched and searched until my fellow oldies in cooking retired and only I was left. I was on the verge of giving up. But today, once more, I tasted it. I don't know why. Her cooking skills were immature, but the noodles she brought forth tasted exactly like it. It was your chef here who taught her those noodles, am I right? How do you know? We sent out 100 written invitations for the Ding Feng Lo competition. I can recall every one. I have long been aware your saver at Yu's had a reputation. I don't know what kind of relation your chef and that savior of mine have, and I have no clue why he's willing to waste his talents away like this. But I won't do the same. All the cooking skills I've inherited over the years, I can't let them end with me. Mobufu stands, produces a letter from his pocket, and places it on the table. You tell him this. That untrained disciple of his, she passes. Tell her to report to Ding Feng Lo 2 days later before noon. Huh? She just passes? You get good enough business here. Did this doorstep sink again recently? We haven't replaced it in over 10 years. Low doorsteps can't keep the wind out. It's getting colder in the coming days. The boss won't let me. He says the lower, the better. Too high, and all the diners will stop coming. Shouldn't you get like a better door then? Mobufu steps over that low doorstep and disappears into the thick of the night. Once again, the restaurant is empty save for squalls of wind through the hall. Their whistles grow louder, as if lamenting. Is he gone? Ah, you really are. Ah, I heard Blaze passed the test. Does that mean the prize money? Forget about the prize money. What's wrong with you to torment a man like that? He's 70, 80 years old and you'll just watch him freak out like that? He just can't find an apprentice to fit him, right? What's to worry about? Look at me, I never worry about things like that. Put yourself in his shoes. He spent a lifetime honing his craft just for it to be lost in a blink. Well, if it's lost, it's lost. Aye. It's his future reputation he cares about right now. It's the title of first under heaven he's carrying. It's others' cuisines he's obsessed with. There's no way he can focus on his own craft and improve it at this rate. If he can't make it through this, nobody can help him. Aye, yo, Blaze is back. Look how late it is. I bet you haven't eaten. I'll go make you something right now. Yeah. Congrats. I've got good news for you. You passed. We'll split the reward money 30-70 like we agreed. Yeah. You don't care? If you're that good for money, how about leaving your 30% of... Huh? Xingzhu didn't come back? Right, where is she? Oh, she dropped in this afternoon while Jang was out buying ingredients. She left you a note too. Left me a note? You have passed the Dingfeng Lo selection. Please fall... Oh, whoops, wrong one. It's this one. What could be so secret she has to leave it in a note for you? She's inviting me to her home. Ning Manor. I wonder if that guy, the grandpa or whatever, will see Blaze and recognize the features and be like, oh, you look like your dad or whatever. Right? I feel like that might happen. Oh, you know what, guys? We're gonna continue, but I'm gonna get a cake. I'm gonna get a slice of cake from my fridge. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab it. Alright, well, I'm kind of annoyed right now. I'm back, by the way. I went to go check the cake in the fridge, right? The cake has only been in my fridge for like 4 days or so. I take a look at the cake and there's mold on the strawberry on the cake. So I had to throw it out. I'm like kind of annoyed right now. I'm like, man, like that means I should have eaten it like as soon as I got it. Like, what a shame. Like, who does that, dude? Oh man, a snack would be nice too. Like, I could make noodles, but like, that's not cake. Of course I did. That's what you do when the Nings invite you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hide anything from you. I just don't really think it's something I should bring up for no reason. Nothing to apologize for. You've got your troubles. I'm not the kind to give you the stink eye just for being blue-blooded. So, what do I call you, Lady of House Ning? My name is Ning Yin. I'm not actually part of House Ning. I was adopted by grandfather as a child. He always introduced me as a distant relative of the Nings, but I've never met any relative who actually shares blood with me. Do you remember what I told you before? Look, I'm pretty bad at comforting people. No, it's okay. Grandfather's very nice to me and my background has never caused me any trouble at all. Everyone treats me well. Your grandpa would be Ning Shu? Ex-Minister of Rights? Yes. Perfect, I know. It's getting chilly. Don't just stand out there. Let's go inside and talk, okay? Sure, I guess. Ooh, it's a chilly reception here. The corridor meanders on through a rock garden and a bamboo thicket, then between the two halves of a lotus pond. The cool breeze brushes through, the autumn waters softly ripple, and in them, Blaze's reflection follows behind Ning Yin's as they pace across the bridge. The two pass through a deserted room, packed up belongings and dead leaves strewn everywhere. The courtyard is messy, I know. Not presentable to guests at the very least. I apologize. Oh man, a cheese sandwich sounds good right now too. The thing is, I would make something. I'd boil some noodles up, but like, I'm streaming with you guys right now. I can't really do that. The whole family's moving out of here soon. Grandfather can't take Baijiao's dry climate in his old age. We're planning to move back to the old place in Jiangnan. Jiangnan. Though Ningyin's place is glacial, she can only hurry up once she notices her friend is in no mood to appreciate the scenery. Up ahead, we're almost there. Is the grandpa gonna be here too? Take a seat. I'll fetch some tea and refreshments from the kitchen. Our house cooks are all on leave, so I can't serve you much more than some cold sides. No need to bother. I can't stick around long. Are things that urgent? Well, alright. Ning softly closes the door. The chirps of Val outside fade. The room grows heavier with silence. Alright, tell me why you invited me here. Aw, thanks. I appreciate that, but honestly, like, I probably shouldn't eat anyway because it's like 5 a.m. You know? I was just eating because like I'm hungry, but really I shouldn't be eating this time of the day anyway. Not when I'm about to sleep later. I'm sorry, I was gonna look for you yesterday actually after the fire at Dingfeng Lo. But I overheard your conversation with the Deputy Minister of the JRO and Chef Mo. And, Blaze, I might have met your father before. When I was 15 years old, I remember we had a visitor. Grandfather was always busy with work. His apprentices and co-workers were coming and going in the estate. None of my business by and large. But slowly I realized an extra person had moved in, wearing blue low-ranking mandarin's robes. Every time I saw him, he was alone, as if other people just weren't his concern. At first, I didn't really pay attention. It was later that year on my birthday when, like every other year, Grandfather would hold this great big birthday dinner for me. With lights and banners strung up everywhere, and friends and family all around, not that I knew more than a handful of them. They were chatting the day away, and about what I had no clue. So eventually I sneaked out of the dinner, and nobody noticed when I did. I wandered around the courtyard for ages, bored out of my mind, then scampered into Grandfather's study on a whim. It was in there where I saw the man again. I remember I saw him stuffing his pocket with letter papers and brushes. When he noticed me, his face was stretched with nervousness and he pulled the brush and paper out again in a rush. Are you... It's not what it looks like. Wait, that's Blaze's dad? I needed to finish copying some letters, so I was going to take them home. The High Minister is sending these to some very important mandarins, so I was just worried if the paper wasn't good enough. It's okay, it's just brushes and paper. You're welcome to make use of it, sir. Thank you, little lady. What's your name? My name is Gu Quan. I'm a transcriber for your estate. I copy and file the estate correspondence. I'm Ning Yin. Miss Ning, of course, I know you. Then now we know each other. Sir, I want to read in here for a bit. I won't interrupt you while you work. Is that okay? Of course. Feel free, Miss Ning. Miss Ning, are you into these history books? Grandfather always says one should view history as a mirror. We must use it to study our ancestors' wisdom and character and learn from their teachings. But I think reading is just fun. It's like all these amazing people recorded in the texts are coming back to life before me, and they're all my friends. I think someday it might be nice to join the Imperial Historical Cabinet as a historian myself. You've got quite a unique outlook, Miss Ning. If you're interested in following in the High Minister's family footsteps, I'm sure you'd do well. You'd think grandfather's really cool too, then? Of course. Minister Ning's been helming the Ministry of Rights for decades. He has plenty of deeds to his name. He's the Mandarin everyone loves. Everyone in the family is so cool. My uncle and aunt are always away from Baijiao, traveling all over the country. I hear Yan couldn't have set up the meteorological and earthquake systems it has today without them. And Chikyu, my little sister, she's even cooler. She's 2 years younger than me, but the last Baijiao Academy study camp, all the professors from the College of Foreign Affairs were praising her. Everyone was teasing her, calling her Little Miss Minister. All the people in my family are going to leave their names in the history books. I love them and respect them a lot. I want to record who they are and everything they do, but I could never become like them. Compared to them, I'm just normal. You know, that reminds me of something my master once said to me. As history has ebbed and flowed, the floods and tides are recorded, yet most are streams that trickle on by. But without the babbling brook, how would the waves arise? The waves and brooks don't care about who's greater or who's plainer. Indeed, the vast majority will never forget to leave their names in the history annals. But they're not the empty space between the lines. They're the pages themselves. Oh, I'm sorry, I talked your ear off there. Sir, your handwriting is really beautiful. Oh well, it's my only skill, really. I can still remember when the High Minister gave me this transcriber job. I can never write my name properly. Grandfather's gotten on my case about it more times than I can remember. Handwriting is a long road. Just keep at it and you'll see change eventually. Honestly, yeah, right? I feel like she would, or maybe she felt like an outsider because she was adopted. But by and large, it seems like she was raised with love and care. So I don't know. Maybe you could be my calligraphy teacher then? I would never pose as your teacher with my modest brushwork, miss, but... Right, I have 2 copybooks here. I copy from them all the time myself. The forms are very regular. It's perfect for beginners. If you don't mind, Miss Ning, you can have these as your birthday present. How did you know my birthday's today? Well, they decorate the estate so brightly this time every year, you see. I've spent long enough here that I've heard. Honestly, she looks more like him than Blaze does. It must be breaking his heart right now. That conversation always stayed with me. I liked how he talked and how he saw things. And I don't know why, I can't really say, but he felt so close to me in a way. But after that, I saw him much less around the estate. The next time I got to talk to him, it was years and years later. Yeah, that's right, everyone seems to love her. Grandfather's cold has lasted a month by now, and it's still not getting any better. Now it's almost winter. It might only get worse at this rate. We'll be counting on you for the next while, Doctor. The High Minister's malady is mostly from overwork. You could remind him to rest more often, my lady. I will. Ah. Sorry, I'm sorry. I apologize for running into you, miss. Cough, cough, hack, hack. Very sorry. It's alright, sir. Are you okay? Why don't you sit down and rest for a while? You really look quite ill. I'm fine, I'm fine. Sir, you dropped your... Sir? Are these painkillers? Hiss. Strong painkillers at that. Whoever that was, he must be quite badly ill. Doctor, if you're free, could I ask you to attend to that man too? You can bill his medical expenses to me. I was worried about grandfather's condition at the time and didn't pay that encounter much mind. I was just planning to pay him a visit later at some point when I had the time. But after that winter, I never saw him again. Doctor, thank you so much for all your work. Grandfather's back in perfect health now. Right, and about the man I asked you to attend to. Oh, you mean that Gu Quan man? He died. Was it his illness? No, I hear some kind of accident took him while he was on his way to Victoria. But given his health, I can't imagine he'd have lived much longer even then. Truth is, last I met him, his malady had taken root in his vitals. I could hear it in his breathing. I can't imagine how much he was suffering in life. And it's a mystery to me why he decided to travel so far while that sick. And now she has the answer. It's Blaze. This very room, it was the study Sir Gu Quan was using. It's been 10 years since he passed away. The place has gone through some changes in that time. But this, I couldn't tell you why, but I kept hold of this medicine bottle ever since. Blaze, I really am so sorry. No. My dad was nothing like that. I don't think he was ever that fighting fit, but he was never weak. Whenever I was with him, he always had this light in his eyes. Even now, I'm not sure I understand Sir Gu Quan, but I know he was a warm, gentle person, I could tell. I wonder if he got poisoned. I blamed myself over and over for not being able to do anything more for him. Why are you bothering to tell me all this? I know you suspect that my grandfather was somehow behind your father's passing. At the point, I can only tell you what I know, but you told me all of this just to try and convince me Ning Shu is innocent? No. I just wanted to implore you, please, find out the truth. Whether for Sir Gu Quan's sake or for the sake of the truth itself. Whatever that truth even is. You don't have to tell me twice. I am gonna get to the bottom of this. Oh no, Blaze, you were supposed to go home. What first struck Lin Qingyan about the JRO was the solemn hush. The first time she ever set foot through this courtroom's door, all noise promptly vanished behind her. She remembers Yu Chang telling her why it was designed so. Silence begets peace, peace begets thought, thought begets results. Shouldn't the JRO be drowning in work and top to bottom? And yet you've got the office all to yourself, Deputy Minister Lin. Ji Zhen, what are you doing here? Censorate routine investigation. There are some issues we'd like to consult you on regarding the Yu Cheng case. Consultation or investigation, which is it? Deputy Minister Lin, after working together for years, I implicitly trust you on a personal level. But the Department of Discipline and Supervision has a lot riding on this case. We have to go through the motions, Lin, if you'll pardon me. Just ask what you need to. Name, Lin Qingyan. Gender, female. Let's skip the basic info for now. For the next few questions, you don't need to elaborate in your answers, just respond yes or no. Are you grilling me? Everything you say from here on will be recorded. I'm worried what you say could fly against you. If you have no further questions, let's begin. Deputy Minister Lin, you passed Tianxi Bureau assessments in childhood and were exceptionally admitted per your outstanding grades and followed the esteemed Signstorm Count in learning your Lei Fa. After graduating from the bureaus, you chose to join the JRO and soon accompanied then Deputy Minister Yu Cheng in investigations all across the realm. In just a year, from registrar, you rose several ranks to become the youngest deputy minister in the history of Yan. Is this background, as stated, true? Yes. In your third month with the JRO, As registrar, you handed in a whistleblower report to the Discipline and Supervision. It accused the Right Assistant Revenue Minister of embezzlement and extortion, and you recovered 10 million in stolen assets. In your 5th month in Changji, you essentially single-handedly shone light on the local academy's examination fraud. Over 100 mandarins were implicated in this, the highest of which was 2nd rank. All were eventually rounded up. Upon becoming deputy minister, you handled the case of former JRO minister Yu Cheng forging evidence, causing him to be expelled from the office's Haoran Pavilion, with all status stripped from him thereafter. Are these cases histories, as stated, true? Yes. With an academic background like this, surely everyone lauds you as a young up-and-comer blessed to the gills with talent. And yet people can't help but wonder, what gives such a green-hand mandarin the courage, the capacity to handle these cases? Can you get to the point? If I'm remembering right, your good mother and father were Tianqis at the Chamber of Heaven's Designs, spending years building much in the north, even being vested personally by the Chulong. The Lin family's a well-bred one, many Tianqi giants in its line. And on top of that, rumor has it they're quite closely knit with the Lord Exorcist's household. As for Signstorm count, I think even rank fails to sufficiently capture your Shifu's importance to Great Yan. Are these relationships as stated true? Jizen, what are you doing? You need answer yes or no. Don't think I'm deaf to your connotations. You're trying to say it was only by leaning on my background that I could take on judicial cases all these years? I certainly didn't say that at any point. Having known each other for years, I would never doubt your integrity. The Lin Qingyan in my mind's eye has always been a pursuer of justice. But why, Lin, do you not pursue now? Jizen, just why did you come to see me today? How much do you really know about the Yu Cheng affair? As I just said, I'm here to see you today on routine business. As for the Yu Cheng case, what I heard in the courtroom that day is all I know. What makes you so dead set on the case, Censor Z Gen? Before you decided you investigated, I remember we actually had an argument. I'm gonna speak out of line here. The whole stripping of his rank aside, I really do respect people like Yu Cheng. Now, of all times, you're gonna defend him again? If a law enforcer does not themselves abide by the law, that's abuse of power. That goes for every last member of the 3 organs of justice. What kind of double standard could you possibly be applying here? No, the JRO's verdict is settled on Yu Cheng's mistake. I've little more to say there. I'm just very curious, what kind of truth could have pushed him to such means to find it? You must be more familiar with Yu Cheng than me. In your opinion, was he a smart man? Naturally, when it comes to sniffing out lies or chasing down leads, I'm no match for him. Then did you ever wonder if, supposing Yu Cheng truly intended to cover up his own forgery, you should have been able to make such short work of the case? You're telling me he let me find him out on purpose? What for? That, I don't know. But he put you in charge of the Scrollery Fiery case. To an outsider, I don't think I can say that Yu Cheng had no faith in you. You've been all over Baijiao the past few days investigating that case, I know that. I've heard as much. And yet, since yesterday, you've been loitering in the JRO, acting like you've been grounded. I can't help being curious, what made you go and give up on pursuing this case? Are you afraid of offending the high and mighty? No, that's not like the Lin Qingyan I know. Did someone lofty crack down on you? Can't be, I think. You're sitting here in the office, not a prison cell. If not that, then all my pondering can only produce one answer. You're scared that if you continue, you'll implicate someone you know. Seems I guessed right. In the thick of things, your concern clouds your judgment. It's like you've forgotten the simplest of truths. Don't miss the forest for the trees. You can't hide it, you may as well tip it out. Show it some sunlight. Mr. Censor, You've really served up a lesson for me today. Not at all. I think the hush of this office must have helped you figure out plenty by yourself. I know what I must do. Damn, that was a long-ass pep talk. Madame, I want to ask Lynn if she wanted anything to eat since I saw she hadn't left the office all day, but she... When did she go missing? I don't know. Nobody's seen her at all. A biting chill gusts through the stiff breeze, curling papers, sending them dancing madly through the air. A wide-open window clatters against its wall. On the table beneath it, a ceremonial gown lies neatly folded and topped with a document pressed down in place. Oh, she resigned. It is Lin Qingyan's written resignation. Damn. Watching as Blaze vanishes far into the distance, Ning Shu clutches the door knocker. The vague dark point vanishes over the crest of the path, but her stare remains there, lingering for the longest time. What are you spacing out at the door for? Grandfather. Oh, I wonder if she's gonna tell her grandpa. Dude, there's so much freaking dialogue and text in this event. Like, I'm not even sure if it's really, like, it's nice, you know, but like, it's a lot.
I'm here to help. Nope, I'm not scared.
Spineless scumbags.
Get around, guys.
The victory of death! So long as you're here, have some hot soup before you go.
Yan is a sappy setting. For real, though.
War. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Alright, I guess we'll put Blaze there. Whoops, wrong Blaze.
Air's burning my lungs. Temp's just right. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
No need to cover up. If secrets go public, then everybody's in the game.
I always had this impression that in China, and the Chinese language is very verbose. I guess she doesn't want to censor herself anymore. That's true. She had to hear that from the censor too, though.
I will protect everyone. Here's something yummy for you.
Alright, Lapland, are you ready?
Patience from slow simmer on those
Flesh and bone there.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! They seem to love waxing philosophical for a lot. Yeah, I think a lot of the long text is just because it's being translated from Chinese to English. That must be a big part of it as well.
I have to get serious now.
Crap, I forgot to add Xinghua to this stage. I meant to do
Here's
that.
something yummy for you. Anyone hungry? This place could use some heat. Here's something yummy. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
I I wasn't supposed. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
S3 is even more satisfying to see at 2x. It is, right? It's like a machine gun. Archimedes 2 new. I was just gonna go with like an SMG.
Patience, don't boil into a hot one.
Dude, let's melt.
Specialty. Fresh blood coats my saw.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Is she gonna tell her grandpa? Your friend left so soon? She won't even stay for dinner? She had urgent business. She couldn't stay. Even as a child, you never brought friends over. Here I thought I could drop in to see what she's like. I don't know if we even count as friends, really. Seeing the dejected Ningyan, the old man tries to think of something to say, but can't. He simply reaches over and brushes a leaf off her shoulder. Almost time to move. Plenty of things still on your plate, eh? What about you, grandfather? For days I was all raring to go home. Now that we're about to, I look around at our little garden and I think, oh, if only I could stay. Do you remember? It was here in this pavilion we laid out some sand and grabbed a stick, and I taught you how to write one stroke at a time. You said by next year you'd be writing all the estate couplets for us. Then you spent 2 months with me learning, and after that you had to give up. But by next year you really did write me a couplet. Bountiful blooms in a full moon, may joy last forever. I'm surprised you still remember, grandfather. How could I forget? Ah, another year, another mid-autumn. How quickly the days pass. The two of us haven't chewed the fat like this in the longest, have we? Grandfather to granddaughter. I've been out constantly and you're always occupied with guests. We hardly have the chance to meet. The whole family is leaving the capital after all, quite the headache. But things will settle down once we're back in Langyi and we will have plenty of time to chat along the way. Are you almost done writing that book of yours? Grandfather, I don't think I can go back to Langyi with you. When did you make up your mind? Ningyan shakes her head softly. She falls a few steps back. You're returning home, grandfather. Like a leaf returns to its root. It's human nature, the whole family sympathizes. But the journey is meandering enough to make us worried. The Nings are bursting with talent. Everyone's work forms a cornerstone of Yan. Compared to them, I really am the lone choice to accompany you back. But frankly, I was always a distant orphan from Langyi anyway. It was because you took such pity on me that I could spend these decades at the Ning Manor. If I go now to Langyi, I go back to where my long-gone parents once lived. That was your thinking when you asked to accompany me home? Grandfather, that was my thinking. It all seemed to fall into place. I almost managed to convince myself. But I've spent the last few days on a farewell tour of some sorts around Baijiao Street so I can finish up the Baijiao cuisine and food culture somehow. And I realized all my memories are of this city. I can clearly recall what year we planted that persimmon tree in the courtyard and when its fruits make for the best wine. And every restaurant of every road and alley and what their chefs are like and how many different ways you can cook each dish. All of a sudden, it hit me that this very city, more so than the Ning Manor, feels like my home. That's on me. That's on me for not asking how you feel. It's been nothing but me this whole time. Grandfather, you're my one and only family. You've always been since I was little. I really did want to go back home with you at first, but the reason I'm set on staying in Baijiao now is you as well, grandfather. Is it? When I first joined the Imperial Historical Cabinet to compile annals, there was one thing I could never puzzle out. At some specific point in Yan's millennia of history, out of nowhere, the written word proliferated and education became for all. Even the earliest of the tablets we were studying only went back to that period. So I thought in that period, someone must have pushed for those changes. But I flipped through practically all the material we had and I couldn't find a single clue. I had a strange feeling that there in Yan's history, one person seemed to be missing. Then one day I met someone strange at a Go Club who told me the story of that person. I thought he was just a yarn-spinning storyteller at first, but as I further researched, I gradually found all his stories to be corroborated. According to him, she was a gentle person who gave her heart and soul, her blood and sweat to the well-being of the people. And she gave too much. But how could someone as good as her fail to leave her name in our annals? That was when I realized that a history book isn't a container, but a sieve. The stories that stay behind are few and far between. Grandfather, I want to record your story, but when I look back, it dawns on me, for all the years I've spent with you, I can't even write with any clarity about what kind of person you are. Ning Yin finally lifts her head and meets the old man's eyes. She waits for his reply, his answer to her unspoken question. She's waited for so long. So she's had her doubts too. Who goes there? Who goes where? Thought I heard something. It's all the bizarre cases these days. Makes me feel like someone's gonna barge in any moment and wreak havoc. This is the JRO. What kind of miscreant would break in here? Quit jumping at ghosts. Guard duty's almost over, then we can clock out and head home. Who is it? Blaze? Is Blaze gonna do it? Just wait a sec, then enter through the front. Say you're here to report a case, then find a floor map on the way to the waiting room. The window in the waiting room yesterday faces north, and the entrance faces south, behind a high perimeter wall. Lin Kenyan's office is 3rd floor. Get out the window, climb up the sprinkler pipes, and no one should notice me. Ta ma de. Once I find her, I'm gonna sock her in the... Still, they can't just delete whole swaths of text, even if it... Yeah, you're right. That would open up a whole other can of worms, so it's fine. Late Z. Blaze? What are you here for? What am I here for? I'm here to get you back. Where'd your old court uniform go? I resigned. Then went back to the restaurant, couldn't find you, and worried you might be up to something stupid. So thank you for confirming that fear. Now let's find somewhere else to talk. They're back in her apartment. You're telling me that all those years, Gu Quan was staying at the Ning Manor? But how did you find out? Never you mind that. Now can you tell me what exactly that means? Minister Ning's involvement in the Gu Quan case runs deeper than I ever thought. He was clearly hiding something in his previous testimony. I did suspect he was the perpetrator, but going by Mo Bufu's testimony, when Gu Quan was sent to death row in the fallout of the old case, Ning Shu was the one who got him out. Knowing that, he wouldn't have a motive to try and get him killed again. And the most key thing, I had no idea before that Yu Cheng had contact with Gu Quan so early on. Whatever's connecting this string of events, it's likely more complicated than anything I've... Honestly, it's not just that, it's any event that doesn't have to do with the Sui siblings. Like, if there's a Sui sibling involved, there's gonna be a lot of lore and a lot of flavor text. I've noticed that so far. See, but I'm still curious. All those years ago, my dad came to Baijiao on his own. And what the hell for? Yes, that's the key question. Blaze has no clue about the 2 lives Gu Quan lived. If he was a fall guy in that incident, then why would he return to Baijiao a dozen years after the fact and plant himself in the middle of the maelstrom? Ningshu's position, Yu Cheng's scheme, we still can't draw an outline around any of these questions. How should I let Blaze know? Hey, you know I can tell that look on your face. Come on, what's our next move exactly? Blaze, about yesterday. Forget about it. I know you, it's my duty types get the urge to do a little weird stuff now and then. Not my circus, I'm not arguing. Just don't ever any tell me stupid crap like I'm sending you back for your safety again, because you're still trying to ditch me? Blaze, trust me, I will see this case through to the end, but you can't stick around in Baijiao any longer than this. Do as I said, leave within 2 days, head to the Lungmen office first, but you can't stay there for too long either. So once you reorganize, get back on the road straight away and leave Yan as soon as over my dead body. You don't trust me to keep investigating? I mean I do, but you're out of rank and you're out of a job. How are you going to investigate? I'll think of something. If Yu Cheng can resign and investigate in secret, then so can I. Have an idea. Let's do this thing a little more thoroughly. What's your plan? Blaze pulls a letter from her pocket. It's the chance Mo Bufu gave her, and now it's both of their chances. Not like we're gonna get anywhere just running around town. We'll head to the Feast of 100 Delicacies, go straight to the Chulong, and ask him to explain all this. Damn, that's a ballsy plan. That's a ballsy plan, Blaze. The Infinite Revive. Your Imperial Majesty, the Minister of Rights has drafted the official list of attendees for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. To mark the occasion, Victoria, Lasagna, Laterano, and other such nations have sent us their envoys with letters of celebration for your Imperial Majesty's perusal. Cough, cough, hack. Your Imperial Majesty, the Ministry of War and Sui Regulator have finished drawing up joint battle plans. Also for your Imperial Majesty's cough, cough perusal. The Ministry of Revenue was not consulted on this battle's drain on labor and fiscal resources, nor on the post-war reparations. How are those plans drafted? I know you and the Ministry of Revenue are both very busy. The Ministry of War simply went to some small pains working out the manpower, the funding, the rations, and even the Ministry of Engineering's post-war repair expenses. And now, you can read together with His Majesty since we're having an audience and all. Logistics are calculable, but how many of Yan's people will bleed in this war? Is that a bill you can work out so easily? So the Grand Tutor means to say, if you can't work it out, then no need to try? Ooh. Oh, are we gonna see the Chulong for the first time? It's autumn. How are the harvests in the north? Da Huang has resumed production ASAP following the disaster. Our harvest this year is more or less on par with previous years. In that case, what about next year? Your Imperial Majesty. A life measured in years, yet the stress feels ancient. We're running out of time. This involves the livelihood of all Yan's people. I ask that your Imperial Majesty reconsider. Grand Tutor, the ministries have long discussed everything worth discussing. It's about time we made up our minds. His Majesty's decree is made. We simply await his proclamation at the Feast of 100 Delicacies. It's growing late. It looks to rain. The two of you can leave. May we be excused. So he's gonna declare war on Ursus at that point then. At the feast. The man behind the curtain lifts his gaze. In this desolate palace, 3 banquet seats lay set out in a row to his side, and one of them is truly showing its age. Faintly, a sigh. Yo, trust this rain to come from nowhere. I'm soaked. Autumn drizzles and cold snaps. We'll be out of fresh vegetables in a few days at this rate. I didn't even want to rustle up this year's winter clothes. Chef, I think we're forced to start our winter pickles now. Get your mess of stuff out of the storehouse as soon as... Chef? Blaze? Xinghu? Where'd everyone go? The ever-lively kitchen is pleasantly deserted. All the cookware tidied away. The cramped space seems a good bit wider like this. The only presence is a pot of soup boiling on the stove. Soup?
To drive them away with fire is
What the
easily
hell?
done. But if we're to ensure they'll never come back to hurt us, then a
We're-
fire is not enough.
We're like actually at like a what do you call that? A point where stuff is like starting to heat up. That's exciting. The only thing now is your bear is starting to feel really tired. That's right, your bear is starting to feel pretty tired right now. So I think we might call it here. I'm just gonna
It's great to see you.
raise up Xingzhu because I wanna take her with us.
How very educational. I've learned something new today.
Yes. Yes, I think so. I still plan to stream tomorrow, Silent Hill. And after the movie, so the movie is supposed to be later today. We're going to be watching Fantastic Four. I want to get on, play games and talk about it too. So, yeah, hopefully I remember to stream and we can chat about it then.
Products received. Products received. Products received.
What is... Wait, why do I have these guys there if it's battle records? That's not good. She needed 3, 2, 3, bam.
Products received.
Let's have you guys make medals for now since those guys are there.
There is a saying I'm fond of that goes. The unofficial history is built verse by verse, lyric by lyric. When I think about how I myself will be a verse in the mundane saga, I find it pleasing.
She has a very pleasant voice to listen to.
How very educational. I've learned something new today.
She actually slightly reminds me of another VTuber that I know. Yeah, I think we'll set that as the default. She has a module too. What does her module give her? 15% sanctuary. And heal is 100% of attack instead of 75%. Honestly, I don't think like... Congrats, you might be one of the 10 people that built her. I'm sure more than 10 people built her, you know. Thing is, now we have to get her to at least 50. That's gonna be a lot of EXP. Ooh. You know what? No, we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more, I think. Never mind, we can't do one. Fuck. I thought I could do one more, but then like my eyes just shut a little bit. Oh, I'm getting a little bit delirious. Okay. Alright, we're gonna call it here, guys. Thanks for joining me today, this morning. If I took a nap, I'd probably be fine, but I've been up all day, so it's probably not a good idea. Anyway, guys, I will catch y'all later. Take care, guys. Have a good night, good morning, whichever it is. And I'll see ya. Huffy Bear out.